Supriya, can you hear me? Supriya, can you hear me? Anybody please respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have learned that if you consider one gas in a cylinder, the relation is PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. The same gas, if you are seeing into the next stage, then two stages before and after. In that case, P1 V1 is equal to P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. So only one stage PV is equal to nRT. Only one stage PV is equal to nRT. If the same gas you are considering some other stage, means from one cylinder the gas is taken and put into another cylinder. So for that, P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. Write one numerical for this. A sealed tube which can withstand a pressure of 3 atm is filled with air at 27 degrees Celsius. 27 degrees Celsius. 27 degrees Celsius means 273 plus 27, that is 300 Kelvin. And 760 mm pressure. 760 mm pressure. Find the temperature. Find the temperature above which it will burst. Find the temperature above which it will burst. So two situations. A sealed tube which can withstand maximum pressure it can withstand is 3 atm. Now it is at 1 atm, that is 760 mm pressure. Temperature is given. Find the temperature above which it will burst. So two situations, two states, that is P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. What is P1? P1, that is 1 atmosphere, 760 mm Hg means 1 atm. 760, you know that 1 atm is 760 mm Hg, or whatever may be the mm Hg, you divide it by 760, you'll be getting in atm. So 1 into V upon 300 is equal to 3. Maximum it can withstand 3 atm. 3 into, what does V do? That is V. It will burst, it said, that is volume is constant. The cylinder will not increase its volume. Cylinder's volume is constant. It cannot become bigger and bigger. So volume is constant. So here we have taken it as V. There also cylinder's volume is V. Gas cylinder, it will not change its size. Its volume is constant. Okay. So T2. So T2 you can calculate. You will be getting it as 900 Kelvin. 900 Kelvin. Degrees Celsius. If you want, you can keep it in degrees Celsius also. Now, density and molar mass. Density and molar mass. PV is equal to nRT. What is N? PV is equal to given PV is equal to given mass upon molar mass. Molar mass into R into T. Now, molar mass, capital M, I can write it as capital M. V I am taking here, that is P into this molar mass I am taking here, that is M, is equal to given mass divided by this V, that is the density, mass by volume, that is the density, and RT. So this much portion I will be writing D. So PM is equal to dRT. See, I made this equation in which format? D. So see, density and molar mass, they are directly proportional. So PM is equal to dRT, or D is equal to PM by RT. Or D is equal to PM by RT. Density, molar mass, they are directly proportional. So suppose a gas has got density in one stage, and by doing some change means what? Pressure can be changed, temperature can be changed, R is constant. Molar mass of the gas will be constant, same gas. We are pressing or we are heating, that means the same gas, molar mass will be same. So D1, now D1 at one stage I can write D1, that is P1M upon RT1. So the next stage you can write by changing P or T. D2 is equal to P2M divided by RT1. So what is D1 by D2? D1 by D2. D1 by D2 is equal to D1 P1M upon RT1. D2, what is P2M RT1. P1M RT1, this is P2M RT2. So R will get cancelled, M will get cancelled. So P1 T2 upon P2 T1. D1 by D2 is equal to P1 T2 upon P2 T1. So I'll be writing P1 T2 upon P2 T1. So you can compare the density of the same gas at two situations. Compare the density. When you press in a cycle tube, you are increasing the pressure. Accordingly, the density of the gas is increasing. Temperature is also changed. So at two different situations, you can compare the density of the same gas. M is constant here, molar mass of the same gas means M will be constant. So for that, you write one question. The density of a gas is, the density of a gas is the density of a gas is 3.8 grams per liter at STP. STP means the temperature and pressure, we know. Temperature 0 degrees Celsius means 273 Kelvin. 273 Kelvin, and pressure, that is 1 atm pressure. STP means these things are already given. These things are already given. The density of a gas is 3.8 grams per liter at STP. Calculate its density. Calculate its density. Now, new density is coming. Calculate its density at 27 degrees Celsius. That means 300 Kelvin. 27 degrees Celsius and 700 torricelli pressure. 700 torricelli pressure. 700 torricelli pressure means 700 upon 760 atm. 700 upon 760 atm. Okay. So one density is given. So you can write d1 by d2 is equal to p1 t2 upon p2 t1. d1 by d2 is equal to d1 by d2 is equal to p1 t2 upon p2 p2 t1. So d1 is given, that is 3.8 grams per liter. P1, what is P1? P1 1 atm, 1 atm means 760 torricelli, or here you can give in torricelli or you can give in atmosphere. Okay, so P1 is given, T2 is given, that is 300 Kelvin. Then T2 is given, P2 is given, P2 is given, and then T1 is also given. So you can calculate D2. D2 you will be getting as value, I'm giving 3.18. Previously it was 3.8, more density. Now density got reduced, 3.18 grams per liter. Next we are going to the next heading, that is topic Dalton's law of partial pressure. Dalton's law of partial pressures. Suppose I am mixing two or more gases in a cylinder. I am keeping two or more gases in a cylinder. Condition is that these gases should not react with each other. Suppose such gases are mixed in a cylinder, then total mass will be total pressure of that cylinder. Total pressure will be equal to the sum of the individual pressures. Condition is that provided these gases are non-reactive with each other. They should not react with each other. Suppose I have one gas cylinder, empty cylinder. I am mixing nitrogen gas into that, oxygen gas into that, carbon dioxide gas into that, and I am finding the total pressure. The total pressure will be equal to the sum of the partial pressures, means individual pressures. Sum of the partial pressures, again I am telling you, these gases should not react. These gases should not react. Gas cylinder's volume is constant, it is not increasing, and the temperature is also kept constant. So at constant volume and temperature, the total pressure of a mixture of non-reacting gases is equal to the sum of the partial pressures of these individual gases. So I am taking one cylinder, same volume, another cylinder. These three gases all are of same size. All are of same size. V. Temperature is also constant. T. I have taken one gas here, another gas here, and another gas here. This has got one pressure, more number of particles here. This has got some other pressure, this has got some other pressure. So I'm writing it as P1, P2, P3. See, pressure difference means number of particles also different. So N1, N2, N3. Suppose all are ideal gases. So I'll apply PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. Pressure changed. N1 changed. Rest all same, volume is same, temperature is also same. So here P2 V, N2 RT, and here P3 V, N3 RT. This is the situation. So what is individual pressure? Same volume, same volume. What is individual pressure? P1 is equal to N1 or T1 upon V. P2 is equal to individual pressure means partial pressure. Volume is same. That's why we are telling that pressure this much, pressure this much, pressure this much. N2 VRT. P3 is equal to N3 RT upon V. What will be the total pressure? Total pressure is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. So, I am taking the same volume again. Same volume I am taking again. And I am putting these all three in that one. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then here 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mixed all. Of course, total pressure will becomes equal to the sum of the partial pressure. So the total pressure P total is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. P1 plus P2 plus P3. P3. Okay. P total I have found out. What is P1 upon P total? Let's see. P1 upon P total. P total, this P total means this plus this plus this. P total, I am writing P total here. That is P total is equal to, can you hear? See? No. P total is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. I am substituting here. So here it will be N or RT upon V will be the same. RT upon V will be the same. So what is remaining? That is N1 plus N2 plus N3. What is P1 upon P total? We are going to find P1 upon P total. So I'm keeping P total here. So what is P1 upon P total? P1 upon P total is equal to P1. That is N1 RT upon V divided by RT upon V into N1 plus N2 plus N3. we are going to find out a relation between P1 and P total. So RT upon V and RT upon V got cancelled. What is remaining? That is N1 upon N1 plus N2 plus N3. We are going to find out a relation between P1 and P total, or P2 and P total, or P3 and P total. So P1 is equal to N1 upon N1 plus N2 plus N3 into P total. What does this show? See, this class, consider it as a closed class. Volume is same, temperature is same. So many gases are present: N2, O2, carbon dioxide, water vapor. Suppose all are ideal gases. The total pressure of this air inside this classroom is equal to the sum of the partial pressures of individual gases. Individual pressure of N2, individual pressure of O2, individual pressure of CO2, individual pressure of water vapor. So we have two things here: individual pressure and total pressure. Individual pressure of N2. See, I have closed this class. Volume is constant, temperature is constant, pressure of different gases different. P total also you can find out. What is P total? 180. P total of this air inside this class is 180. Now atmosphere I say 180, but if you go up to a hill station, it may be 0.7 atm or 0.8 atm. Here it is 1 atm. Sea level means 180. So here, what is N1 upon N1 plus N2 plus N3? That is number of moles of nitrogen, number of moles of oxygen, number of moles of carbon dioxide, number of moles of water vapor, number of moles of rare gases. So N1 upon this N1 plus N2 plus N3, which is called mole fraction. Mole fraction. Number of moles per fraction. What fraction of N nitrogen? Nitrogen's number of moles upon total number of moles. This much portion is called mole fraction, which we denote by X1. X1. Similarly, P2, individual pressure of oxygen, that is X2. Then it will be N2 upon N1 plus N2 plus N3. That is called mole fraction. What is the fraction of the moles? Total moles you find out. N1 upon these total moles, that is N1 plus N2 plus N3. That is called mole fraction. So X1 is the mole fraction. Anyway, this mole fraction will be having a value less than 1. Suppose nitrogen's mole fraction, nitrogen is maximum. Nitrogen is maximum. So nitrogen's mole fraction is 0.78. Oxygen mole fraction is 0.19. Carbon dioxide mole fraction is very less. Each and every mole fraction is less than 1. When you add all these mole fractions, then it becomes equal to 1. So mole fraction value is always less than 1. So this is the relation between individual pressure and total pressure, including this mole fraction. Suppose only 2 gases are present in one cylinder. Mole fraction of one will be 0.4, then the mole fraction of other will be 0.6. If the mole fraction of one is 0.2, then the mole fraction of other is 0.8. Total will be equal to 1. Suppose 3 gases are present in a cylinder. Mole fraction of one is 0.3. Mole fraction of one is 0.5. Then mole fraction of the other will be 0.2. Means total mole fraction is equal to 1. So relation is P1 is equal to Xi P total. Write down one question. A neon dioxygen mixture contains a neon dioxygen mixture. Means neon gas is there and dioxygen gas is there. A neon dioxygen mixture contains 70.6 gram dioxygen, 70.6 gram, 70.6 gram dioxygen and 167.5 gram neon. If the pressure of the mixture of gases, if the pressure of the mixture of gases in the cylinder is 25 bar, what is the partial pressure of dioxygen, and neon in the mixture, So P1 is equal to X1 P total. Generally we can say Pi individual is equal to Xi individual into P total. So first you find out the number of moles of each, N1, N2. So number of moles of neon, that is 70 upon 32, which is equal to 2.21. Number of moles of oxygen, that is 167.5 upon 20. Number of moles of neon, okay, this is oxygen, O2, that is 32. Number of moles of neon, which is equal to, this is divided by 20 is equal to 8.37. So N1 you have found out, N2 you have found out. Now, what is the mole fraction of oxygen? Mole fraction of oxygen, that is X of oxygen is equal to 2.21 upon 2.21 plus 8.3. Similarly, mole fraction of the other fellow, that is mole fraction of neon is equal to 8.37. Or you don't have to calculate this. 2.21 plus 8.37. Once you calculate, then you can subtract it from 1. So you can find out X, its mole fraction. Now, what is the partial pressure of O2? Partial pressure of O2, that is partial pressure is mole fraction into, that is Pi, mole fraction into P total. We'll continue this in the next class. So time is over.